What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to change your spark plugs on 2013 and up Cadillac XTS 3.6 liter V6. There are 6 spark plugs and 3 is easy to get to. The other 3 are a pain in the butt to get to, but I'm just going to be showing you guys the basic on how to do this, do it yourself, because I'm the do it yourself guy, because I'm not about to go and spend a bunch of money at a shop to do something that I'm capable of doing myself or completely messing up. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this the best way I can, okay? Because by the time I'm done, this white shirt is going to be completely black. All right? Now, but all jokes aside, let's get this done. Let's do this. The reason why I'm doing this is because the other day I was driving a car and I started to get some misfire. And realizing this car has like a gazillion miles on it. And the last time anything was done on this car was in 2017. So I bought it as it is. So I'm going to, do the spark plugs and see if that fixes the issue. If that doesn't fix the issue, then I'm going to change the coils and I'm going to do another video on that. And if that doesn't fix the issue, I'm going to, I don't know, the gasket, whatever it is that needs to be done. But this is not coming from a mechanic, not a mechanic. I'm not experiencing that type of stuff. But this is something that could be done by anybody, so let's get started. All right, everybody, here is the car. Before you start working on your car, make sure the car is cool and not hot. Cool, that's very important. Second thing is make sure you disconnect the batteries. I'm going to show you guys the proper way to disconnect your battery before you start working on your car, so you don't end up electrocuting yourself or just messing up your car, your electrical system. Yeah, let's get into that. I had to move my car because where I was parked before was too close to the woods, and there was no way I could work in front of the car while the car is in literally like an inch away from the bushes. That's not ideal. And it's hot, it's summertime, there's mosquitoes and stuff, you gotta do all kinds of stuff. So I had to move the car to a different location to be able to get this done, less crowded area. I live in the hood, I live in the projects. So yeah, let me show you guys the front. Okay, let's pop the hood. Make sure I'm gonna pop the hood, leave the hood open for a few minutes so the car could cool off, because the car was running for like 10 minutes. So I'm gonna pop the hood. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is the hood latch right here. Pop the hood. Get out of the car. All right, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that. The hood latch is right there. This little hook right here. Press this and then lift this up. It's really hot right now, even though I had the car running for like 10 minutes, probably less than 10 minutes, but it's summertime, so you gotta expect that. The engine bay is a little dirty, but I'm gonna get that cleaned up. But I mentioned the batteries. I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. how to disconnect your battery before working on your car, doing anything on your car. All right, folks. While I'm letting the car cool off, I'm just going to show you guys the tool and materials that you're going to need for this work. First thing you're going to need is the double iridium. This is a 2014 Cadillac XCS 3.6 liter. This is the livery model, livery trim. And this is the right brand of spark plugs, the iridium spark plugs, Bosch iridium, that that is recommended for this car. I don't know what yours going to be. It's going to be slightly different, maybe exactly the same. So this is the brand of spark plugs you need to get. You need 6 of them because there are 6 liters. It's a 6-cylinder. Spark plugs, you're going to need this. I already took the tools out, but this is a spark plug tune-up kit. I picked this up at AutoZone. Wasn't that much. Probably close to like $20, $15-$20, maybe less. I'm not completely sure, but yeah. You're gonna need a ratchet, or if you have a power tool, whatever it is that works for you, you use that. It comes with a little bit like a little extender. I mean, I'm able to use this one. I just tested it out. I'm able to use it on the spark plugs. It fit, but it's easier to work with a longer extender or extension. A longer extension bar is much easier to work with than to use the shorter ones. So you can do that. But here are the sizes, the spark plugs right there. Like I said, either AutoZone or any auto parts store you can pick this up at, and this will work just fine. All right, so it's been probably more than 10 minutes. Sorry again about the dirty trunk. I gotta do something about this, but I got all my stuff in there. I got a battery charger, that's always needed. You never know. I got some coolant, some brake cleaners, and more tire inflators stuff. I got a funnel and some detail work stuff and some towels. All right, guys, let's get into this. All right, folks, remember when disconnecting the battery, negative is always first, positive is always second. So you need a socket wrench and a 10mm right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. To disconnect the battery, all you gotta do is loosen it up a little bit and it comes right off. And there it comes right off. Make sure you put it to the side where it's not touching any metal, away from the battery. Right there. And do the same thing for the positive terminal. Okay, once you disconnect both sides of the batteries, then you can begin to work on your car make sure it's not touching any metal away from the batteries itself. Like this one is not touching, and this is also not touching any metal, and you can proceed. All right, everybody, remember, negative is always first and always last to put on, or when you're connecting your battery and disconnecting your battery. Take off the negative first, and the negative always goes on last. Now when you're reconnecting your battery, the positive goes first and the negative goes last. The next thing we're going to do is take off the engine cover. So this is the engine cover. I'll show you guys. And I'm going to take off the cap first. Sometimes this is like a little difficult to come off. Take off the oil cap, put that to the side, and pretty disconnect, take it off, put it to the side, and this is the engine. The first three spark plugs are 1, 2, and 3. They're in this. The first 3 are right here. The other 3 are back here, which is a pain in the butt to get to. Like I told you guys earlier. The other 3 are back there, and they're really a pain in the ass to get to, but it can be done. But you're gonna have to take off this gasket cover, to be able to reach that. Or if this can actually come off, I don't know. But it's pretty easy. You're gonna have to take this off, take the rest of these connectors off. Make sure you remember how to put them back together and exactly where they come from, and you won't have any issues. But first, I'm gonna clean the engine off a little bit, because it's really dirty, because you don't want any dirt inside of the cylinder, inside where the spark plugs goes. So make sure you clean everything off before disconnecting stuff. The next step is to take out these bolts. 1, 2, 3, first 3 bolts. But for me, I work on them one at a time. I don't take everything off and then start working. So I'm going to show you guys one step. I'm not going to show you guys how to remove every other spark plugs, but it's the same step for every plug. So I'm just going to show you guys just the first step, and you just follow the first step for the rest of them. Like I said, the 3 in the back are the hardest to get to. It's really a pain in the ass. I don't know why it couldn't be on, the right and left side, but it's what we got to go through. All right. So the same tool, the same 10 millimeter that you use for disconnecting the battery works for this. And just like that, comes right off. And there it is. Don't lose it. Make sure, put your tools in a place where you can't lose it. For me, I just put it right in this area, right here. Make sure it doesn't fall into the engine bay, because you can never retrieve it, or it'll be difficult to retrieve it. And the spark plugs is in there. It's still pretty hot. Still pretty warm in there. I think I'm gonna have to replace this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace this. But yeah, put that to the side. Next is we're gonna grab our extenders. This is the extenders. You can buy a longer one, but this is what I have. So this is what I'm going to use. This is what you're going to use for the spark plugs to grab on. So I'm going to connect this to the extender. And here it is connected to the extender. It's not very long, but it's good enough to get the job done. Okay. I'm going to take this out of the way, because it's kind of getting in my way right now. Put this down right there. And it's going to take a while to get this out, so you're going to have to turn this for a little while. Lo and behold, there's your spark plugs. Right there. Funny, has some dirt on it. Maybe that's what was causing the misfire. I don't know. But I'm trying to focus on it right there. Right there. Show you guys. Here are the spark plugs again, and these are the lubricant or protectant you put around the spark plugs. Okay, here is the new one, and here is the old one. I only replaced this a while ago, but like I said, I'm trying to find the culprit to why I was having some like misfire, power loss or something like that. So I'm just trying to find out what the issue is. So I'm gonna grease this new spark plugs, and I am going to put this one in. Guys, I'm doing all this with one hand, so please be patient with me. I don't have a tripod, so first thing you want to do is put enough protectant. Make sure you rub it all around. Fill everything up, all around. Rub it all around. Make sure it's filled everywhere. And we're good. And once you do that, just take your spark plugs and put it right back into the ratchet. Set it in there. And watch, guys. Like I said, there is some dirt in there. This is probably what was causing the misfire. I'm going to clean that out. Alright, everybody, as you can see, it was pretty dirty in there, but I cleaned it up as much as possible. As you can see, it's pretty much, well, the best I could do because I don't have a blower. So I'm going to put the spark plugs back in there. There it is. Drop it in there. Gotta be careful. Okay, guys, it's in there. Just make sure it's tight enough. Not like overly tight, but make sure it's tight enough. I got it in there real good. I cleaned that area out, and now to put on the coils. Now I'm probably going to need to change this coil. See the spring in there. I don't know. I'm most likely going to need to change the coil, but I'm going to do that on another day. I'm going to put this back in, I think, and see if the problem persists. It's still happening. Then I'm going to change all the coils. But this was just a demonstration video to show you guys anybody could do this. Anybody. I mean, anybody can do this. It's simple. It's easy. You just got to follow the directions. Sorry about the noise, the fire truck in the background. They're pretty close to me. But I'm most likely going to need to change the coils. That doesn't look good. And this is how you put the coils back on. Turn that back on. Sorry about the noise. There are other cars behind me because I'm literally on the street doing this. Right there. And we're going to go and grab that screw. That first screw right here. Right there. And we're going to put that back in there. Screw it down with your hand until, okay, remember the 10 millimeter. 10. I don't know if you guys can see that, if the camera could focus. Use the same tool to screw it back in. And that is it. And that's how you change your spark plugs. I'm going to put everything back the way it was. This was, okay. Everything's fine here. Like I said, I'm not going to do the whole thing on, like a whole video on changing everything. But once you follow that first step, you can do the rest. The only difficult part is the other three in the back here. It's going to be hard to reach. Like, you're going to have to take some things apart here, disconnect, like I said, this to have some room where you can, some wiggle room basically. But that's basically it. I'm going to put everything else back. The oil, the dipstick, because I took that out, it was in the way. Let me just make sure I didn't get any dirt on there. And I'm going to put my dipstick back in there. It really didn't have anything to do with this video, but it was in the way, so I had to get it out of the way to get the first spark plug. When you took, I forgot to tell you guys, when you take the oil cap off, once you take the engine cover off, you take the, you make sure you put the oil cap back on while you're working on the engine, so you don't get any dirt inside you, inside the thing in there. I'll take the engine cover. Make sure it's lining up with the oil thing there, and then you just there's some clips that just need to pop in. Right in there. Let me show you guys. Right there, this needs to sit on that little thing right there. Also this, make sure you lock in the oil cover right here, and you're all set. Alright guys, remember the procedure with the battery. The negative is the first to come out, and it's also, it's the first to come out, and it's also the last to go on. Okay, we're going to reconnect the battery. Positive first, and negative is last. Okay, remember, negative is last. Once you're putting it back on, there's always going to be a little bit of spark right there, like you just saw. And screw it back on. And that's basically it. There's nothing to it. The only thing it takes is a little bit of time. It took me like an hour because I'm recording this. Usually it takes me less time to do this, but since I'm recording and doing this, it took me a little bit longer to do it. And that's basically it. Close the trunk. Not the trunk, but the hood. And we're going to get in and start the car to make sure everything is running right. Alright guys, moment of truth. We're going to start the engine, and we're going to hope and pray that this works. Nah, I'm kidding. I know what I'm doing, guys. I'm a professional. I know exactly what I'm doing. Nah, I'm kidding. I know what I'm doing, though, for real. No, all jokes aside, I know what I'm doing. I did this before. Alright guys, let's start the engine. Okay. Electrical on. Oh. And we have power. The car starts a little rough. The engine is like mad loud, like especially on a cold start like this, because this is basically a cold start. Now it's telling me to do some things on the screen here, so I'm gonna switch it over and show you guys what it's telling me to do. Okay, it says open then close driver window. Wait, no, sorry, suspension. That's something that's always been there. That's something I need to fix. The strut, the front struts is what that thing is. I'm gonna have to get that fixed soon. I don't know how to do that myself, so I'm basically gonna take it to a shop to get it done. Driver window. Okay, put the window up. Suspension, let me get rid of that suspension stuff. Then open then close passenger window. The tire monitoring, I need to fix that too, because there's not enough air. So then open and close left rear window. Closing that window. Open then close a right rear window. That's open. I'm gonna get that closed. All right, and that's it. No more warnings. I don't have a check engine light. Just okay. The tire monitoring, the tire pressure light is on because there's the tire pressure sensor that I need to get for my driver's side tire. So that is what that light is on. But look at the miles, guys. Look at that miles. That is a lot. That's a lot. And it's still running. I mean, that is a lot for this type of car. I'm pretty sure it can go further than that. Because every car just need there's some cars you can neglect and nothing's gonna happen. Like they could live forever. There's certain cars, I'm not gonna name list of cars that I know is like completely reliable even when you neglect it, but cars like this, high-end cars, like luxury cars like this or higher, you cannot neglect. You got to do like the maintenance. You got to keep up with the maintenance in order for them to last long. Just basic maintenance. Like some people just buy expensive cars, drive it, and then once it breaks, they wonder why the car is not working the way they want it to work, because they buy the car but they don't maintain it. You cannot maintain it. Like BMWs, just expensive cars, like expensive brand of cars, you need to maintain those kind of cars. You cannot neglect them. If you neglect them, they're not going to be reliable at all. They're like, this is not a Honda Accord. It's not a what, one of those cheap brand of cars where you can just let them go and nothing's gonna happen. Like, they're just gonna work. No, you need to maintain it. Like, people complain about cars, like certain brand of cars being unreliable, is because you got to maintain those cars. Like, they need certain, you can't treat every car the same. Like, the most expensive the car is, the more care it needs. Basically, if you think of it in that sense, you're gonna have to, like, the cheaper cars, like, yeah, but the more expensive the car is, it's gonna need maintenance. They're gonna need care, a lot of work. You can't just, be like, okay, I'll put it off. That car is not gonna be reliable to you. But I said that to say this. Look at the miles on this car. Look at that. Look at that. 280,000 miles, 280,558 miles. Yikes. It still runs, man. It still runs. All right. So that's it for this video, man. I thank y'all. If you took the time to watch this, I want to thank you. I appreciate you very much for taking the time to watch. Please do me a favor and subscribe. I know this is not a car channel, but this is my car and I wanted to record this. And this is technology. The car has all kinds of technology in it. So my channel name is Urban Tech. So this car has tech in it. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, if you took the time to watch this video, thank you again. I appreciate you. Please comment. Please subscribe. If there's anything that I missed, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section as well. And I will get to that. If I don't get to it right away, I will get to it. Okay, don't forget, subscribe.